Hello everyone, welcome to this guidance video for Mercury Retrograde. I am Yoshi Lan, and this is going to be for Taurus Sun sign. Okay, Taurus Sun sign or South Node. If you're not sure what your South Node is, you can go to, I think, Astro Cafe or Cafe Astrology, and you can get your free natal chart. It'll tell you what your south node is, or maybe it'll tell you your north node. And your north node is the opposite, the zodiacal opposite of your south node. So, for example, if you are an Aries north node, that means your south node is Libra, because that's 6 signs away from Aries. Okay, so now I'm waiting for the energies of Taurus to come in. Taurus is handling the Mercury retrograde energies, so we can have a forecast as to what types of lessons are going to be learned so that Mercury retrograde can be more pleasant. Alright. Taurus. I'm not ready for the energy. What do you want the Taurus people to know about this Mercury retrograde? What are the themes and lessons that they are going to be experiencing and learning from? Okay. So this Mercury retrograde is happening in Scorpio, so it's going to be a lot more intense, and there's going to be a lot more feels. And Mercury deals with things that are regarding communication. You know, think the god Mercury or Hermes if you're a Greek mythology fan. This is regarding anything that's related to motion, moving, finding your path, your way in life, communicating with other people. These are all very, very major themes. So you can imagine that a Mercury retrograde starting in Scorpio is going to be quite intense. Okay, so the energy is almost fully charged. There's... okay. I'm going to start shuffling. So the cards are going to flip out normally. When I do a reading, I let the energy go into the cards so that it flips out one by one, just like this. Very different from a lot of other readers that you've probably seen. I shuffle the cards and allow things to just do their own thing. Because the cards that have the energy in them are the ones that, yeah, like that, see? How does one card just slip out like that? Okay. So those are the cards for this deck. Okay, I'm gonna pull the cards out first, and then we're gonna go over the cards together to see what it is happening. Okay. Okay. One card actually fell out. I'm told to save that one for last. I love those cards. Surprise cards. I don't know what it is because it just fell out and it's face down. So you have a message direct from Taurus. Okay. Taurus, what energies, what is the story that people of Taurus are going through right now, and how are these energies flowing into the Mercury retrograde? Five of water, more emotions. That one came up face right side up, so that's a good thing. So there's a lot of emotional upheaval based on the energy that's being shown to me right now. Emotional upheaval, a lot of grief, and what a great thing for things to be in Scorpio. The World card, also in reverse. Ace of Earth, also in reverse. You guys got a lot of reverse cards. What the hell's happening? Taurus, what are you guys doing? Okay, so a lot of people... Oh, shit. Okay. Chariot? Ace of... So you got another ace card in reverse. But after that is a really nice card, the Chariot. Okay, so we're done. Okay. So what's happened before is that you've had a lot of fun and celebration, and things have taken a massive turn and shift, things that are unexpected. Okay, and this has affected you on a personal level. Maybe your family, your friends, your spouse. There's a lot of things that could have happened, and you know, I am concerned that there are a lot of reverse cards, but reversal isn't anything scary. I teach everything from an energetic standpoint, and what a reversal is merely an energy flow that's not flowing correctly. So it's pretty much like a red flag, like, hey, the energy here is not flowing, what's up? Interesting. What did I do with... Oh, here it is. Okay, so I was looking for this. Oh, interesting. There was actually a card that was stuck here, but okay. So that's not part of your reading. Okay, so we're good. We're good. All right. So the first card, one of the major themes right now that you're going through is this. Let me finish the whole energy spiel that I was talking about. So a lot of traditional readers use reversals and they freak out about it. Like, holy crap, things are going to get so effed up. And it's also because they're using tarot decks. Tarot is about, you know, restrictions, betrayal, death, upheaval, chaos, right? That's the majority of tarot. So if you have something in reverse, holy crap, it gives you every reason to to freak out about it because the deck already is so heavily set in energy. Now, when you look at the flip side of things, the new age, beyond the new age, the new age, these people do not like reversals, and many of them will avoid reversals because everything's sunshine and rainbows. But I am not one or the other, okay? I'm not heavy, or I don't ignore anything that's dark or shadow. So I look at things from a very neutral standpoint because energy is what reality is made of. So of course, if you look at energy, that's the closest to the truth that you can get. So when we look at things with this understanding and flow, reversals is just clues. Okay, it's showing us a map of things where the energy isn't flowing. And when we address the reasons why these energies aren't flowing, then things will be okay. Okay? Nothing is an issue unless you keep avoiding it and then it blows up into a bigger issue. Okay, that's the only real issue. So it's like a paradox. If you address something and allow the energy to flow, then it doesn't become an issue. Okay? You don't get more issues. It's like the butterfly effect. You get one issue, it snowballs into another issue and another issue and another issue. So what can we do? Well, the first card that came up here is the Magic Spring. Okay, and the Magic Spring came out in reverse. So we're going to take a look at what that means. The Magic Spring, let's see, card number 18. So we're dealing with endings, right? From starting to take matters into our own hands so that we can resolve karmic energies 1 into 8. Everything is connected through the universal flow. Okay, so that's great. It's a great segue to what I was just talking about. Everything is energy. So how can we allow the energy to flow? Now, in reverse, this card represents swimming against the current. You're constantly fighting about something. Okay. Now, also keep in mind this is a general reading. So for Taurus, if this doesn't resonate with you, then just move on to the next thing that I say and see if that resonates. You'll know if it resonates because it's just like, oh, like it'll be like it just sticks out to you, and then you'll pick it up. Other times, it may be something that your mind's blocking or whatever, or you think it doesn't resonate, but then, 2-3 days later, something that I said comes again, and then when that bothers you, then it's time to take a look at the video again and then see what is it I said that resonated. It had a latent resonance. Okay, so this doesn't apply to all of Taurus. This is a general reading, but for the majority or for a large portion of the Taurus population, there's been a lot of resistance going on. And Taurus is one of the most stubborn signs, right? Taurus is an earth energy and Taurus is a fixed sign. So there's a lot of stubbornness, there's a lot of resistance. Even if Taurus knows what Taurus needs to do in order to get what they want, they'll often not do it if they don't want to do it. Okay? So swimming against the current, there's times when effort and sheer willpower result in victory and celebration. This is not one of them. Okay, this is not one of them. No matter how stubborn you want to be, you're not going to get what you want if you keep fighting. Stop swimming up the river, okay? So you can't force inspiration, you can't force energy, you can't manufacture creativity lest you borrow too heavily from others' ideas, okay? You can't make somebody fall in love with you, you can't orchestrate a series of events that make you in a more favorable situation. This is all dealing with the key word, trying. Why are you trying so hard? Life doesn't have to be so difficult. It doesn't have to be so nitty-gritty. You don't have to get your hands dirty all the time to get to where you want to go. Okay? So that's one of the key messages here is how about you take a step back and take a look at things from a different perspective so that you can be flowing with the energy, flowing in alignment with your soul path. When you're in alignment with your soul path, everything will just seem to just magically connect. But maybe that's too easy for most Taurus. They want some resistance or some difficulty. I don't know. And this is just what I think. I'm a water sign, so I prefer flowing. Okay. All right. And as I said before, 1, 8, it's a very great number because 18, numerology 9, that has the fundamental energy of endings. So from here, this is telling you and giving you confirmation that if you're allowing the energy to flow and working with yourself and your true self, as well as your sign, rather than fighting the flow of energy or swimming upstream and avoiding what it is you're avoiding down the stream, you will be able to bring about endings to new beginnings. Because 1 is the power to create, 8 is the power of karma. What is it that, what karmic resolutions will take place in order for you to get closer to the next step of what you're doing? The next card is slow and steady. That's a card that, of course, earth signs love, because they love things slow and steady. So that's one of your strengths, is to have things slow and steady. But there's also an element of impatience. I know a lot of earth signs that are quite impatient, but there's a paradox here, because how can you be an earth sign and like things slow and steady and yet be impatient to get what you want? There's got to be some way to, there's got to be something that gives. Either you slow down or you work around the impatience. Rather than focusing on the impatience, maybe you can shift your energy toward understanding your journey, right? There's a reason why things are so slow. It's giving you time to think, reflect, maybe relax. Relax a little. God damn, why do you have to work so hard? Okay? So the energies of slow and steady is the number 12, 1, 2. So you have the fundamental energy of expansion and the ascended masters, because that's a number 3. 1 and 2, you're taking things into your own hands to create new dynamic situations. That's what 2 represents. 2 is the energy of dynamism and expression, yin yang, right? The yin yang is an expression of dynamism. It's 2 energies that are weaving into each other. So from here, you have another card, the Sacred Pool, that is in reverse. What's up with the Sacred Pool? That's a good question. Let's see what the Sacred Pool, what themes the Sacred Pool deals with. Okay. And also keep in mind that this is in regards to Mercury retrograde. So this doesn't apply to all of your life. This applies to how you're pursuing your soul path, how you're pursuing your career, your business, your travels, your direction, your communications with people, with yourself, with relationships. So, it encompasses a lot of your life, just not all of it. Okay? It's very specific themes of your life. And then from there, it trickles out elsewhere. So, number 47, the Sacred Pool. The Sacred Pool deals with a reflection of your thoughts, feelings, and experiences, okay? Embody the love that you wish to see in the world. Well, there you have it. What have you not been looking at, right? So, as I was just saying earlier, take time to reflect. Slow down. Slow down and look into the pool. It's not slow down and smell the roses. Slow down and look into the pool. What do you see? Who are you? What have you become? Do you realize what you've become, or do you realize where you are because of all the things you've been doing? Taurus is a sign that is of Earth, and Earth is very external based. Lots of activities, lots of actions, lots of things, so there isn't much thinking involved in the majority of time for Taurus. Now, does this mean that Earth signs are stupid? No, of course not. What it means is that there is very little time that's given to reflection, that's given time to take a look at, oh, who am I? What do I want? Where do I want to go? A lot of it is very habitual. It's just like, oh, I like this, so I'm going to do that. But why do you like it in the first place? you know. It's something for you to consider. So now that we've taken a look at the major themes, we're going to take a look at the stuff that has been happening throughout your life, because you're going into this Mercury retrograde already with an emotional upheaval and grief. And this card, the Five of Water, is encouraging you to allow the energies to pass. Let the energies flow. Five is the number of choice and free will. Okay? Do you want to continue this cycle of pain and suffering that has come about? Because this isn't going to be the last time it happens if you don't choose to address it as well as let it go. Okay? This isn't a threat. This is just how reality works. Things happen in cycles. If you don't transmute the cycle and work with the karmic energies so that you can move on to a new track and to new cycles, you're going to get more of the same thing. Now, this card is in the right side up position, so, good job. You are allowing yourself to feel, maybe for the first time in a while, and really take a look at what's happening, to feel your situation, what you're experiencing. Now, you're also being told to also let go of it. Don't hold on to this. It can be something that weighs you down. And as an earth sign, it's very easy to be weighed down by other people's bullshit or other people's stuff. So this is also a remembrance to, just feel it where you are and allow yourself to process it. So the next card that's after this, flowing into the Mercury retrograde, is the World card, and that's in reverse. So the question is, why is this card in reverse? And what does this card represent? Has your world been turned upside down? Yeah, of course. But what else does it represent? And this is, interestingly enough, a mirror of the Slow and Steady card, because it's right underneath it. Okay, Slow and Steady is the number 12. This is the number 21, but it's upside down. So it looks like an upside down 12, a mirror reflection of 12. There are things being mirrored here. So another example, Sacred Pool. It's time to take a look at yourself. Who are you? The World card is the numbers 1 and 2, so that also has that foundational energy of expansion and the Ascended Masters. Okay, the World card deals with the theme of perspective, so that's also something that I mentioned earlier, right? Taking a step back, look at things from a different perspective, and really give yourself a chance to take a look at who you are, who you've become, what you've been doing. Is what you're doing in line with your soul path? Is it something that brings happiness to you? Are you filled with emotion and happiness when you do all these things, or do you still get this sense of emptiness at the end of the day? Next card is the Ace of Earth, which is also in reverse. So you have 3 solo cards, right? One after the other. The world's actually not by itself because it's reflected, and there's also the Earth also has the moon, right? But you have the Ace of Earth and you have the Ace of Fire. So depending on your perspective, the Earth could be seen as alone or as not, and same as the Fire and the Earth Aces. Are they alone or do they have each other? So Earth is the energy of the external world, physical things, situations, and circumstances. Okay. Now, prosperity in its purest forms are what's available with the Ace of Earth when it's flowing, concrete results in the physical world, and abundance that is manifesting. So this card is upside down because there's these other things in the way, right? You're still in the process of grieving, so don't be so hard on yourself that your world's upside down because your perspective hasn't been shifted yet. When you shift your perspective and see things from a different and higher perspective, then you'll have greater understanding of what you've been doing, what's been happening to you, and then you'll also understand why things haven't been happening for you, right? This speaks directly to the magic stream. Fighting, fighting, fighting to get what you want, but what you want isn't happening because you've been fighting. It's very paradoxical. There are certain things that you cannot force, especially as you get older, as you become more spiritual, you will learn the law of non-resistance, okay? When you go with things and you understand why things are happening the way they are, you become much more wiser, faster, quicker, and things will happen for you. So the Ace of Earth is in reverse to remind you that things aren't quite happening just yet, things aren't manifesting for you. There's a reason why. Take a look why. Have a seat with yourself, maybe have some tea. Have some tea time by a sacred pool. Next card, Ace of Fire. Fire deals with the energies of intention and action. So there has been action that you haven't been doing, okay? And that's very evident. Action that is something that is beneficial for you, getting in touch with yourself, communicating with yourself. What is it that you really want? What is it that you really want to do? Okay. The Ace of Fire deals with the themes of spirit-powered action, inspired transformation, okay, access to co-creative power. So, spirit-powered action. Where is your spirit? Are you taking spiritual action? Are you getting in touch with spirituality? Are you really doing those things? Because if you're doing those things, then how come there's so much resistance in your life, right? This isn't me judging or pointing things out that you don't already know. You already know these things, and if this resonates with you, then you're already experiencing this. This is very deeply rooted in your life because there's a lot of resistance, a stubbornness, right? But you can change this stubbornness into a different type of energy that is also equally tenacious, and that's called determination. What can you be determined by? Can you transform this stubbornness into determination to discovering who you are? What do you want to become? At the end of all this is the energy of the Chariot. Okay? Chariot in traditional interpretations talks about victory, but I'm talking about things from a very energetic standpoint. So what exactly does the Chariot represent? It means progress. So this card is right side up. That's fantastic. You are making progress, but are you making progress in the areas that you want to make progress in? Okay, so that's another question to ask for. Are you making progress in your spirituality? The number on this card is 7. So are you taking steps toward your spiritual connection with yourself, spiritual healing? Are you healing yourself? Are you doing things that are allowing you to get in touch with what you want to become? Okay, and also, again, reminder, keep in mind this is in regards to Mercury retrograde. Now, we do have one more card, okay? This direct card from the Taurus Spirit. All of these energies are direct from the Taurus spirit, but this is a very serious card. And I can tell that it's right side up, which is fantastic. Okay, so when I have this type of card in a reading with a one-on-one person, this is a direct reading, a direct message from the person's higher self, in this case from Taurus, from the spirit of Taurus, the zodiacal spirit, to really hone in on a certain message that I have just spoken about from these cards, to really drill in, to really drill it in to the earth, because earth signs, good lord. Ooh la la! And this card is love. So, unexpected? Very. What does the card of love represent? It's also face up, which is fantastic. Now, the card love represents connectedness. Okay? It talks about reflections. Are you reflecting the love? This goes hand in hand with the sacred pool, right? Are you reflecting what you want in the world? And if you want what you want in the world, it has to start somewhere, and that starts from inside of you, okay? Whatever's on the inside of you will be manifested outside. It gets reflected outside. So this is something to do with love. Love will also help with a lot of other stuff, because you're going through a lot of this right now, right? Remembering that love, that things are connected. Whatever you're going through now that is causing this heavy energies, heavy emotions, remember that we're all connected. There's love that's there to support us, that's there to help guide us. We have a lot of different guides that we can draw guidance from. For example, our true self or higher self is literally above us, no matter which orientation you are. There's your zodiacal spirit, there's the archangels, the ascended masters, gods, goddesses, what have you. Your tree next to your house. Okay? If you know how to tap into these resources of wisdom, use it, because we're all connected. Love is about the energy of healing and wholeness. So if you're also taking this time for self-care to yourself, and that's something that a lot of Taurus think they're doing. They think they're doing self-care and self-love, but this is telling you to do things from a different perspective. Okay, 7, your spiritual practices, your self-love, another 7 in here, 4, 7, your foundations of your spirituality, of who you truly are, starts with really taking a step back, okay? Because this is an act of self-love. Taking a break is not being lazy, okay? Let's get that out of the, like, any thoughts of laziness. Wow, like my computer just spazzed for a moment there. Okay, so taking a break and loving yourself, to really take a look at what's happening with you, to relax once in a while, that is not lazy. That is an act of self-love. And I know earth signs like to do, or be, you know, they just do absolutely nothing. But is that really in alignment with your soul path? Are you making progress that way? Okay, so lots of stuff to think about. Lots of stuff for you to consider moving into the Mercury retrograde this October 31st. And if you are sensitive to the energies, you will sense this energy shift. Use this energy to boost you and allow you to have clarity in what you're going to be doing. Because if you allow this energy to give you a boost, the retrograde energies are perfect for allowing us to do our inner healing work, to get all these cards that have been upside down, right? There's 5 cards here that are in reverse. you can use this energy in the Mercury retrograde to flip all these cards up. That's how intense these energies can be. Alright? And if you'd like something that's more personalized, I know this is a general reading for all of Taurus, you can book a reading with me and we can take a look at your Oracle Cartology. Right? Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this information beneficial, then please support my channel by subscribing and also liking my video, and also sharing this with other Taurus that you may want to hear this message from. And if they historically have issues going through retrogrades or what have you, and this is also a difficult time for Taurus right now. So you yourself most likely are a Taurus. If you know any other Taurus, please send this video out so that you can send this message. Alright, thank you so much. I'll see you guys around.